Hey everybody, this is GGB, and today we're going to be doing conference championship games. The phone has been acting up. My recording device has really been doing extremely poorly today and yesterday, which is why everything's coming up late. I'm so annoyed. I've had to re-record things about twice now. I'm so angry at this thing. I have to constantly watch it through the mirror to make sure that it doesn't stop recording, because it has. It has stopped recording in the middle of it. I haven't checked, and then you know what happens? I end up having to record everything over again, and it sucks so much. But at 11 o'clock, we got number 9 Baylor playing number 5 Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State favored by 6.5 points on ABC. Last time the Baylor was in a Big 12 championship game, it was in 2019, I believe, and they lost in overtime to Oklahoma, and that was their only time they went to the Big 12 championship game. So this is a chance for a first Big 12 championship game win. Last time, oh, by the way, I just thought this was a fun fact. Last time Oklahoma was not in the championship, it was 2009. That is insane to me. Just thought it was a statistic a lot of people would be interested in. Last week against Texas Tech, in which they barely escaped with a win, but Blake Shapen, their backup quarterback, went 20-34, threw for 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Abram Smith had 30 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown, and Tristan Ebner had 4 catches for 118 yards and a touchdown. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, this is their first championship appearance ever. Spencer Sanders last week against Oklahoma went 19-30, threw for 214 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. He led the team on the ground as well with 16 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown, and Tay Martin had 7 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. Baylor is 18-22 against Oklahoma State all time. The last 2 games have gone to Oklahoma State, and again 2-0 against Dave Aranda at his time at Baylor. So here's the thing with Oklahoma State. Obviously you win and you're in, right? There's an argument to be made, I guess, if Georgia loses the SEC championship to Alabama, maybe you put Georgia in instead of Oklahoma State. But regardless, I do believe, me personally, I would put Oklahoma State in ahead of Georgia simply because they'd be a one-loss conference champion. And I don't care, a one-loss conference champion should get in every single time over a one-loss conference loser, right? That is just my personal opinion. Maybe other people disagree with me on that fact, but I feel like the College Football Playoff Committee has determined this before. Again, a one-loss team that didn't even go to their conference championship in Alabama made it out over a one-loss conference loser in Wisconsin a couple years back. I feel like there's precedence for me to feel this way about Oklahoma State being a sure lock if they win this game. Now, the other thing is Baylor did end up losing to Oklahoma State in the regular season, right? Baylor's a 2-loss team. But Baylor also has something on the line, because believe it or not, Baylor does actually have a shot at making the playoffs this year. Now, there is some things that need to happen. Obviously, Georgia needs to beat Bama, Cincy needs to beat Houston, and Iowa needs to beat Michigan. So that way you knock Alabama and Michigan out of playoff contention, as well as Houston. So that way the top seeds would be, as it goes, 1 Georgia, 2 Cincy, 3 Notre Dame. So that way the 4 spots in argument, right? Oregon already lost yesterday to make this better for Baylor. This makes it a better shot for Baylor to make the playoffs, right? That is basically what it is. If Oregon didn't lose, there would be an argument then for that 4 seed, if that scenario played out, between Oregon, Baylor, and the ACC champ. Now, as it stands, it'd be Oregon, Baylor, Iowa in the ACC champ, I should say. It stands as Baylor, Iowa, ACC champ. So you eliminate one of the 4 teams from that conversation, which is so huge. See, the thing is, I don't think you can guarantee a spot if you're Baylor. You have to leave it up to chance that they make a decision the right way. Even if everything falls in your way, they're gonna have to make a decision between you, Iowa, beating the number 2 team in Michigan, and an ACC champ. Obviously, things would work out. I think it would be a better chance if Iowa barely beat Michigan. That's ideal for Oklahoma State. You want it to be somewhat close, because if Iowa crushes Michigan, I feel like it's not that much of a conversation. You just put in Iowa. I guess if you crush Oklahoma State too, but I feel like Iowa would be able to get in ahead of Baylor. Also, you would want the ACC game to also be close. Ideally, I think you would want Wake Forest to win because they're ranked below Pitt, but only by 1, though, is the thing. You want it to be close because if the other team just dominates and wins by a lot, then suddenly the ACC champ actually does have a case to be made. If it's close, then I don't think there's that much of a case to be made over a team like Baylor and Iowa that have already had so many monumental wins on the season. I think Oklahoma State wins this one. I think the Cowboys are a very good football team. I think they're going to win. I think Baylor covers that 6.5 point spread, though.